cold game. First round draft pick. Welcome back to another episode of Cold Game Live. We are in the building. Isaiah as your host, Malcolm, my co-host. What's happening with it, cuz?
What it do, cuz?
I'm feeling good, cuz. I'm feeling good, man. It's been a long time.
But we're back.
We back, man. Happy to be back in the stew. Happy to be back bringing this positive momentum we got going on in the state right now, cuz. You know, we got so much happening with IU basketball. We got so much happening with the Pacers. You know, the high school finals just happened. The Colts draft is coming up. It's just so much going on, cuz. There's so much going on right now. But I guess we got to start with what's hot. It's only right. We got to go with what's hot right now. What's popping right now? Indiana's popping right now. We on fire in that transfer portal. You know, we just had surprise commitments. We done had planned commitments. We've been waiting on everything just happening at once. And the portal's only been open for just a week now. Mm-hmm. And Indiana done landed a major haul, because it started off with Jaden Mustaf. He was the first one. Darren Harris from Duke, he followed next. And then it was Marcus Burton. This is all on a Monday. 3 in a row. We like, who next? Next thing you know, big man popped up out the blue, saw Matt Iguodala. We wasn't even expecting him, cuz. He just, commit 7 foot. And the first thing I thought of when he committed, cuz, first thing I thought of you. I know you love them footers, cuz. I know that's the first thing you look at. Oh, where the footers at? Do they got footers? We've been lacking in footers. Mm-hmm. Now we didn't grab the 7'2" animal to sit right in front of the rim. That's what you need. That's the meta. That's the play out the Michigan playbook. You know, they put Andy Marr, set him right in front of the rim. He's 7'2". Just go score over him. It's hard. Mm-hmm. You can't teach elite size. Like we was talking about before we got on this podcast. You put a 6'9" person up against a 7'2" guy, that he's a little guy. I'm 6'2" myself. You put a 5'9" guy in front of me, I'm looking over him. It's like he don't even exist. You're so right. I know Saul Matt thinking the same thing, you know. So we got him, and we was waiting patiently for that Aiden Sherrill commitment. And it finally dropped on us in today afternoon. Oh, we already knew it was coming, but when it dropped, Mm-hmm. And you know, that was just a cherry on top. And as soon as that dropped, we just hype off of that one, cuz we feeling good energy off of that one. We got Sherrill in the fold. He's from Alabama, former 5-star. As soon as after he commit, cuz, another surprise commitment come from Bryce Lindsey out of nowhere. A shooter from Villanova. He averaged 12 last year. Pure gunner, cuz what we need. We love shooters. We can't get enough of them. And here we are, committing out the blue. So, cuz, how do you feel about Indiana's portal haul so far? To give me your thoughts on where we at right now and just your overall feeling about the program.
I think we're trending up. We're trending up in the right direction. You know, a lot of people sleep on Indiana basketball. A lot of people that are not happy about IU basketball right now. So I think Coach DeVries, like I said the last time we was live, give him a little time. I think the last year was kind of like just a welcome year for him. We signed him late, got him in late. You know, I don't think he had his full staff, ready. So now you got that year under your belt. We got that season, that forgettable season out the way. But he's doing what he's supposed to do at this point. He is hitting that portal hard, and that's all you want to see. You want to see boys getting signed. That's all. I want to see boys getting signed. And like you said, you thought about me when they got the footer. That's what we need. Like you said, we in the Big Ten, man, and the Big Ten didn't come to play this year. The Big Ten, everybody in the Big Ten was competing at a high level this year. So to stack pace with that, just like you said with Michigan, they parked a 7-footer in front of the rim. It's college basketball, man. I don't, it's not the NBA no more where you can go small ball and stuff, man. And You gotta have a 7-footer out there to compete in college basketball. Period. I don't, look at the last few national championship winners. They all had 7-footers on their roster. And not to say he don't got to be dominant, man, but when you 7 foot standing in front of that rim with your hands up, everybody in the NBA, everybody in the in college basketball ain't Shea. It ain't a bunch of 6'5", 6'6", slashing guards, who can get, that's not everybody, So this is the NCAA basketball. So when you have that size dominance, that's a cherry on top. But when you getting bullied in the paint and you can't get nothing off at the rim and you don't have nothing to counter that, you dead in the water. So yeah, I like that pickup for sure. But Coach DeVries is doing what he's supposed to be doing right now. So it'll be interesting to see who else we get, who else we sign, and how this team comes together.
Mm-hmm. Now let's go to some of the. It's a lot of positive energy, but of course, it's gonna be some criticism. So
of course,
I wanna just answer the critics' questions because this is what they asking. Oh, Indiana did this last year. They signed a whole bunch of guys last year. Hold on. It was DeVries' first year. He was just putting his staff together. He got hired in late April. He got hired in late March, he came around on the fold late. He was putting his staff together at a later date. So we didn't have the prep and preparation to get a staff together to recruit these players to tap in. So this year we had that time to tap in. And so they did the groundwork before the portal even opened, called the agents, called the parents. What's your son? Will he take 1.5? Will he take 3? To jump in that transfer portal, and that's what they did. So they did the groundwork. They hired Ryan Carr as a general manager. That was a major acquisition. Ryan Carr came straight from the Pacers. This is a man who knows what he's doing. So they hired him, and Ryan Carr got to work. They put a professional on the job to oversee the operation. DeVries is just cooking. He's cooking. He got Kenny Johnson on staff. He got tied to the DMV. He got all these great assistant coaches, and they all come together and look, and this is the result right here. This is what you get when you proper preparation prevents poor performance, and we performing at a high level in that portal. Oh, but they did it last year. Okay, again, back to that. Last year we got a whole bunch of mid-major players. Of course, DeVries, he loves his son. He gonna bring Tuck with him. But this was Tucker's first time playing at the highest of Division I level. He's playing at IU, a blue blood, a national brand. The pressure and the lights is really on. When teams come to Assembly Hall, they really come into play. When we on the road, the other team's crowd is really showing up because Indiana's in the building. I don't know if he was prepared for that, and we didn't have the proper roster construction to compete at a high level. We only had one playmaking guard, Tate Conaway. He wasn't the best guard, but that's all we had. Connor Enright, he was good for when he was good, but he wasn't good all the time, and that's okay because we like Connor Enright, but we needed better. We need better talent. We got that. We had no size. Sam Alexis, our starting center, was 6'9". That's not big enough. We had to get bigger. They understood that, and we went out and we got 7-footers. We needed more playmakers, more scorers, and we absolutely nailed that. So, cuz I'm impressed. That's what makes it different. It's better talent. This talent is coming from other high major Division I teams, people who might have not got their playing time, with like Darren Harris at Duke. Marcus Burton, he was a killer at Notre Dame. He's coming. Like, these are players that played high Division I, back ACC. Tate Conaway, he was in the Mountain West Conference.
Right.
Tucker DeVries, he was used to playing in the, in these lower conferences. It wasn't high major Division I. So, Indiana did their thing, because I'm highly impressed. Highly impressed with what Indiana's doing in the transfer portal. And so I'm looking to see how we put this talent together and see what we can do this season, because that's my thoughts about that. And so with that being said, now with the portal coming to a slow we going fast. We still going fast, but the portal's starting to slow down a little bit because we got we got 10 out of 13 roster spots already built. We can only get 3 more if we really wanted to, but the majority of our nucleus is there.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got to turn our attention to this lottery. I need to see who the Pacers is going. What we picking at? Cuz I need to see it. We picking 1, 2, or 3 or 4. It don't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one y'all want to give us? We take either one of them because I know in my head who I need us to take. If we get 1, we need AJ. 2, we'll take Darren. 3, I'm taking Caleb. 4, Boozer. Come on.
right.
It gotta be one of them 4. Cuz what you think about the Pacers lottery? What you think about their season? What you think about the outlook of the team?
Oh, that's a loaded question. I mean, what do I think about the season? I think we did what we supposed to do. The same shit that Detroit been doing for years. The same shit that a lot of these teams been doing for years. Now the commissioner, he all of a sudden wants to put a magnifying glass on his tanking. Which is cool, but the Pacers did what they had to do. We trying to get back to where we were at last year. And I think we did exactly what we needed to do. I know Tyrese Halliburton came out. He has shingles, and he's fighting. He's fighting. That shingles is a beast, man. Like I witnessed that firsthand, and so I know he's fighting that. But he'll get through that. He'll bounce back and get ready for next year. And but as far as I think we did this season exactly what we needed to do. You know what I'm saying? We ain't. What's the point of going there and fighting for a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seed, playing in the play-ins, getting bounced out first round, and being in, purgatory next year when it comes to that draft. Like we ain't there's no need for that. First off, we made the move and went out and rolled the dice and got our big. You know what I'm saying? Good riddance, Miles Turner. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for your years here, but good riddance. You know what I'm saying? I think Miles Turner is on the decline after the season he just put up this year. But we got our big. We got a top 5 big in the league. We have arguably a top 5 point guard in the league when Halliburton gets back. And then we had this. We used this year to develop dudes like Andrew Nembhard, who's probably, other than Tyrese Halliburton, my favorite Pacer. Aaron Nesmith, Obi Toppin, Pascal Siakam, like all them dudes is, Pascal Siakam really didn't need that development. He's our all-star, but the other guys, we got to develop them. Jarris Walker. So we're loaded. You know what I'm saying? We got depth. And even with this draft pick coming in, I'm not whoever we draft. In my opinion, I want Diabasa. But if we get Peterson, if we get Boozer, whoever we get, they're not going to be needed to come in and get day one to start. And we don't need that. They're going to be able to come in and develop just like everybody else. But I think with that top 5 pick, that development, the process is going to be a little faster. So. I think we set ourselves up in a good position for next year. I think I can't nobody the East gonna run through the Pacers next year, and that's I'm gonna stamp that. So,
and I agree with you because you know the saying what we always say to one another. If we're gonna be sad all the way. Don't be halfway, middling. Don't be on the border. Don't be mediocre. Nah, if you're gonna be trash, if you're gonna suck, don't win a game. Right, and that's exactly what the Pacers did. That's why I appreciate. I appreciate not middling around, not acting like you were being on the, in the playoff race. We don't need to be there. We need to be getting the number 1 pick. We ain't never had one. I want to experience that. I ain't never experienced it. Tyrese Halliburton is out. Hey, the season is done. What I realized this season, cuz, is Tyrese is really that guy. He's really one of the. Shea won the championship last year. He won the finals last year, but arguably, Tyrese Halliburton is the best point guard in the league in my eyes when he's on. I haven't seen anybody make shots like him. I haven't seen anybody have divisions like. I mean, he was just on the road last year. Everybody's seen it. The world witnessed what he was doing. So Tyrese coming back, he just need to get healthy. I've been seeing him in the post game because I ain't like him putting on all that weight. I know, like you said, I know singles is a lot to deal with. So, I know he's gonna be ready for next season, and I hope he comes back healthy because we need him in a major way. But we need to make sure we draft the right player. You know, I know who I said who I do want, but just make sure he's the right guy and the right fit. That's the major thing. So, and like you said, because development of the younger players, development of seeing guys like Aaron Neesmith, Andrew Nemhard, let them get their run, let them get their, majority of the time with the ball in their hands. That's good for them and their development. So I'm happy with that. But next season is go time. We can't ever have a year like this again. Good job, but don't ever do it again.
Right.
One of them type of years, So I see y'all, man. The NBA lottery is just next month, or is it in May or June? Cause
it'll be it'll be in June.
Okay, yeah. So we'll wait for that. We'll wait for that lottery and see where the lottery ping pong balls fall, and we taking off after that. And with that being said, the draft is this month for the Colts, cause draft is this month. It's crazy to say that because I'm 36 I'm 36 years old. My whole life, since I've ever known, I've spent obsessing and just breaking down every player and the possibilities and who we should draft. These past few years, I've kind of eased up a little bit because I spent a lot of time and effort on this, because on pre-draft and looking up players, and just you gotta just let when the season ends, when the coach season ends, you gotta just let the draft come. Just let it come to you. Don't press it. Don't get caught up in the combine. Don't get caught up in the pro days. Don't get caught up in the, in the pre-draft meetings. Don't get caught up in that. Just wait it out, and just wait till you hear that ding 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 with the first pick of the NFL draft. The Las Vegas Raiders select Fernando Mendoza. That's all we waiting for.
Right.
That's all we waiting for. I'm gonna be happy for, Hayes Mendoza. I can't wait till he get drafted. Shout out to all them boys from the football team that's doing their thing. We 16-0. So, you gotta throw that in there.
Right.
They should go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They talk about the Ohio State players they gonna have all the players in the first round. Omar Cooper Jr. Turn on the tape. Elijah Surratt, turn on the tape. Speaking of the next player, I was going to say D'Angelo Pons, turn on the tape. Because we're going to need you in a major way. That's why I got my eyes on this draft, because I'm looking at D'Angelo Pons. Because Kenny Moore already said he's getting traded, right, cuz?
Yeah, he said he's seeking a trade. Told him to go ahead and seek other employment. So, like I said, if you're having that flash sale, go ahead. Everybody wants to go. Zaire's out of here. Pittman's out of here. Kenny Moore, you next. So,
change the scenery. We need to change the faces. Ain't nothing wrong with it, man. These are our guys too, man. Like, Zaire. We gonna always love Zaire in that. I got nothing but respect for Zaire. He came in. He was a 7th round draft pick. I heard him say he was going back and forth with Teague. He's made it. He's 7th round draft pick. He's a millionaire.
He got it out the mud.
Straight out the mud. He was a captain on every team he's been on. There's nothing left for him to prove. We know we've seen the greatness in him already. Now go be great with Green Bay. That's awesome. They paid and they gonna love you over there. Same thing with Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore was undrafted. Nobody wanted him. I think did he come from a trade from New England, or did we just pick him up off the waiver wire? I don't know. I don't remember how we acquired him years ago. But I know he came to the Colts and we've loved him ever since. A pure dog. We're gonna always have a love and respect for Kenny Moore. We just need a turnover over the roster. Sometimes you gotta put the dice in and you shake them around. And then throw them on the table and let them separate out. You gotta roll the dice. And that's what we're doing. We rolling the dice a little bit and seeing how this roster shake out. It's gonna be a big offseason. Chris Ballard, it's time to get your money's worth, man, because this is really make or break. Because it ain't even if the Colts are not in the playoffs, everybody getting fired.
Right,
that's just a fact.
If they make the playoffs, he still might get fired. That's what I mean. He have to pull a rabbit out of his hat, man. He on the hot seat. But I did watch an interview with him the other day, and he was talking about it's a potential. He said that a lot of stuff in that draft comes down to luck, and it comes down to of course your evaluations. But he said he might trade up. He said he's looking at he's not that's not off the board for him trading up. Getting a first round pick back. But he said he knows who he wants. But that's he's a very secretive guy. Like he says a lot of nothings. So we'll see what the Colts do, man. This is what I was expecting. Everything they've done so far is what I'm expecting. I just don't know. Are we getting the right players at the key positions that we need? Because we need another linebacker. You know what I'm saying? We need another linebacker. Are we gonna find out who's gonna replace Zaire? We got rid of Zaire, but who's his replacement? I think the biggest move that people could talk about, other than signing Daniel Jones, was re-signing Alec Pierce and letting go of Pittman. But that allows Josh Downs to come in and really show his worth, because I think he's the best receiver on our team. I said Alec Pierce, of course. We love Alec Pierce. I love the Daniel Jones Alec Pierce connection, no doubt. But when it comes down to straight, play by play, quarter by quarter, Josh Downs, he might be the best one on our team. He's the most electrifying receiver we had.
And I like the fact that it opens up that third slot, that wide receiver 3 for the unknown. Who's gonna step up and who's gonna sign? That's when you can figure out, who's who. We don't necessarily want to be in that position trying to test, wide receivers out and see, but we know for a fact we got good veterans like Ashton Doolin. He's been solid in the league for a long time, but it gives us the opportunity to maybe go out and draft a young kid who has some potential and work them through. We got Reggie Wayne as a wide receiver coach. Coach him up, Reggie. Get him ready, man. Get him ready, Reggie. So
yeah.
So I'm right there with you, cuz.
I think our offense is solid. I think as long as I think the biggest question mark is Daniel Jones going to be healthy and ready to go, and who's going to be the quarterback, the backup quarterback. Hell, we needed the third or fourth string quarterback last year. So what's going to be our situation of quarterback, and then it's going to be that defense. Because I think Coach Lou was riding that high horse coming in through that season, the first 8 or 9 games. They was talking about he was going to get his head coaching job. He was going to be good. Nah, you can't come on, back down to earth. You got another year to prove what you can do. So, I think he did a good job. We still got Sauce. I'm saying we traded for Sauce to see what Sauce can do when he come back from his injury. We still got the big boys in front. We got DeForest Buckner and Grover Stewart. I always love that. It was, but Grover Stewart, my favorite coach. So it's just, man, like we invested so much in the DBs. What is them linebackers and that D line gonna do? That's the huge question mark.
We invested so much in the DBs. I don't even look at mock drafts right now.
Right.
We ain't got no first rounder.
yeah.
Enough point for me to look. And then if they do a 2-round mock draft, it's just pure speculation and guessing. You can literally throw any name up at that board. Just guessing. The first round is a little bit more orderly. You know who's gonna fall where. But because I'm just letting it come, man. I'm just hoping that the Colts are going to be good this year. Because it's to the point where. I'm invested. I'm 100% buying. I'm clear the schedule when the coach is on. But he's go 1-0. Great. 2-0. Great. 2-1. Okay, let's say 2-2. Come on, we got to win this one. 3-2. Okay, good. We won one. 3-3. Okay, 3-4. 3-5. 3-6. 6-7. I'm out. I'm all set. Hey, we got something to do on Sunday anyway. Let's go here. Hey, I'm cool, man. We on the road. I'm not. I don't care what happens.
He said the schedule's back on. I'll listen to it on the radio.
Right. Hey, that's to say, towards the end of last year, I didn't know Riley Leonard was even balling out like that. I had to go back and watch the last game of this. I had to watch the highlights. Riley Leonard was balling out last game, so that gave me some confidence in, the future. AR still ain't went nowhere.
Nope.
He's still on the roster. So hey, maybe it's some hope there. Maybe Maybe that's what it is. Maybe we'll be good. Maybe we'll be contend. I mean, if Seattle did it, we can do it. Seattle,
Right.
Sam Darnold took them to the Super Bowl and won one.
Mm-hmm.
It could be our year, y'all. Why not us? So I'm just looking forward to it, cuz I'm looking forward to it. 2 weeks ago, about 2-3 weeks ago, Indiana high school basketball state championships. You know, we didn't get a really chance to show these kids some love, man. And I know that's, you know, we've got a lot of engagement lately, you know, through Indiana football, basketball, but the first real love that we ever got really came from them high school kids, y'all. I'm telling you, man, during high school football season, man. So I just want to make sure we show some love to these champions, man, because that's one thing they can never take away from y'all, man. All these let's start with Mount Vernon, 4A. Can I give him a nickname, cuz?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna call him Erdle the Turtle.
Oh man, the turtle.
Luke Erdle the Turtle. That's my nickname for him, cuz. Because he gonna pop out every time. You know, and it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, but the turtle wins the race. And that's what he did, because you know he stayed true. He didn't go to no prep school. He stayed at little Mount Vernon. A little farther than that's far east, ain't it?
Far east, yeah.
Far east. He stayed down and he got him a state championship. Now he's gonna go to Purdue, and they say they got him one with him, cuz they say he might be the next Braden, maybe even better, man. So, man, congratulations at Mount Vernon. They was balling all year, huh, cuz?
Yeah, they was balling all year. They was balling last year too. I remember that was the first time I really got hip to Luke Erdle. You know, he was already committed to Purdue. You know, the Braden Smith successor. So, you know, he's not a big guard, you know, probably about 6'1", 6'2". You know, what's Braden Smith, about that size, about 6'1", 6'2". You know, he's a bucket. Yeah, if that. Luke Erdle's a bucket. You know, that's what he does. He gets buckets, and you know, he got enough to get him a state championship over Crown Point. So, you know, definitely shout out to Luke Erdle, and Braylon Mullins put the stamp on him. You know, he's Braylon Mullins approved. So, you know, he's Braylon Mullins approved, and you know, you gotta roll with that.
And you know he a dog because they the ones that knocked off Pike, right? Hey, it takes a cold animal to go knock off some dogs like Pike. They got the 7-footer Isaiah Hill. They got animals all across their roster. You in a hostile environment, you know, and you know you go in there to just get the job done, man. So shout out to Luke Erdle, Mount Vernon. Congratulations on y'all season, man. 3A. Look us. Cathedral. They done won it, cuz. They won one. And the crazy thing is, Cathedral High School, Keaton Aldridge. I remember being at Warren during the sectional finals or sectionals when the big boy who was out in UCLA right now, 7-footer, Booker, when he was coming through Cathedral and they was running there, and Keaton was playing varsity. And I was thinking, he was playing varsity as a freshman. And in my head, I'm thinking, why they got little Keaton? They need to go ahead because he got heart. That's he's tough. He's a dog, and that's why they won the championship this year, man. You know, and he's about 6'2", 6'3". Not the tallest, not the biggest. But he got the most heart and the most dog in him, and that's what got him through. He dropped a double-double in the state championship game, cuz. 17 points, 11 rebounds. You can't. What you gonna do with him, man? You know, 6'3". Why can't y'all block him? Why can't y'all box him out? You know, so I'm highly impressed. Congratulations to Cathedral. I'm excited to see his journey. Keaton's going to Detroit Mercer next year, and the game plan is already set up for him. Go to Detroit, Morris Mercer. Go to Detroit. Kill your freshman year. Keaton, go in there and dog everything. Next thing you know, You're going to be getting love. The coaches know this. Real hoopers and real coaches, real basketball evaluators, they know dogs when they see one. Think about, who's this kid from Detroit? They're going to go to Pops. Hey, yo, Pops, man. Hey, you tell him Portal, we're going to give him 1.5.
Come on with it.
Put the family on. the play set up for him, though. But for real, hey, I'm excited to see his future. I'm excited, to see how he grows, man. Shout out to Cathedral, man. Another boy over there, cuz Julian. Julian dropped 21 in the state championship game. They had a whole squad, cuz they had dudes 21, Keaton had 17, another dude had 15. They had dudes scoring all over the place, cuz. How you feel about Cathedral and they state championship?
Oh, yeah. That's what Cathedral do, man. Cathedral produces killers. Shout out to Keaton Aldridge Jr. I mean, that's little cuz, he has I've been following Keaton since he was about in the 7th or 8th grade. His pops used to post his videos. He still posts his videos all the time. And he looked just like his pops. I'm like, oh man, that's little cousin. And so, just seeing his journey from 7th, 8th grade all the way up until his senior year, it's been it was a long time coming. So shout out to Keaton, and then shout out to Cathedral. They did their thing. I think they put up 71 in that game, beat the other team by 10. So I love what you said, cuz go down to the Detroit, kill, and then hop into that portal thing and find you some cash.
It's only right. 3A Park Heritage. Actually, they was in a tight one all game. I seen how that game ended. The opposing team, they had the ball on the rim. The clock rounded down. The clock hit, the buzzer sounded, the ball was just coming off the rim. They barely lost it. So Park Heritage, they running down the court, their hands up. I think the score like 58, 57. You be that close. You get that far, that close, man. But that's just how the cookie crumbles, man. But it was a close game, and shout out to Park Heritage, man. Y'all earned it. The big man had his hands up, and you distracted the dude going to the bucket that much. That's all you need. That's all you need, man. So shout out to Park Heritage. Congratulations to y'all, man. Yeah, cuz side note, any gamers out there, I need advice. I need advice, man, on how to get a dub in this wreck on 2K, man. We've been on 2K. We might as well talk about it. We've been taking some L's, cuz first game, cuz dude dropped almost he had over what? 40, he had 40 some points. 43. Yeah, I was guarding him the majority of the game. I was guarding him all through the first half. He dropped like 33 in the first one half. I was guarding him. Horsey, Malk asked me, he asked me to switch. Hey, go get him. Really, Cuz did a solid job on him. I think he might only score maybe 10 points the rest of the game, but his team was going crazy. Everybody, I realized they got a whole team full of splashers. It just wasn't one person. It was the whole team. He just was going off to begin the game. Second game, they was like, hey, go get your point. I'll get my point guard. I'm dotting. Start the game off. But the splashing continues, cuz. Dude dropped 50. What's going on with us, cuz? How can we get a dub, man? Why teams, why dudes is dropping 50 on us, cuz?
Oh man, that's a sensitive subject for me because I'm a gamer. So, the best formula for winning a 2K game is passing me the ball, man. Just give me the ball, and I'll make sure I handle the rest. But as far as defense is concerned, man, listen, I'm only one player. I can't guard up everybody though. So everybody just got to take a look in the mirror, man, and we, like you said, we in our mid to late 30s, man. It might just be time to go ahead and pass that to the kids. These kids out here got Zens and they out here cheating and everything else. So I ain't spending a couple $100 just to cheat on a video game. I'm sorry.
Hey, man, shout out to everybody, man, who supports us, man. Shout out to all our new followers. Shout out to our followers who's been down with us since day one. Man, we appreciate y'all, man. Jeremy, what's up, bro? Man,
Jeremy?
Man, I'm glad everybody joined us live. We'll make sure you've been tapping with us, man. If you haven't, make sure you follow us. So when we do go live, you get the notification. Follow us on YouTube, follow us on TikTok, follow us on our personal pages. Follow us everywhere, and we're gonna keep y'all engaged. We're gonna keep posting these clips. We're gonna go live more. You know how we end this off cold game.
Okay.
Cold game. First round draft pick.